How are you? Good. I'm really good. So sorry I was caught up in, work. Yeah, welcome to Bee's Library. What can I help you with anything today? Yeah, absolutely. I can recommend some books for you. What kind of books do you like? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I can look you up in our system as well, and see what you've checked out before. How about we do that? Do you have your library card with you today? Okay, sure. Okay, so you know what this actually looks like? It is expired. Did you still want to take out books today? Yeah. Okay, no problem at all. We can just renew it for you. Is that something that you think you want to do? Yeah, yeah. No, it's free of charge because you live in the city, so no charge today. We'll just need to make sure that all of your information is correct and up to date in our computer, and then I'll print you a brand new card. It shouldn't take too long, maybe like 10 minutes. Does that sound okay to you? Yeah, okay, great. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'll just put this one up here. And do you think you'd like to use the same picture? Yeah, we can keep the old one, that's okay. I know what you look like, so no, you haven't aged a bit. You look exactly the same. No, it's actually not busy at all today. We've had a really slow day. Weekdays are usually not busy at all. Sundays actually are the busiest days. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to take down and confirm some of your information again. So let me just open up our library portal, and then we'll get you all good to go with a brand new library card. Oh, I'm excited. Library cards are exciting. So I'll just open up your old account. Okay. So can I get your first and last name confirmed, please? Okay, and just confirm the spelling. Okay, and the last name? Okay, great. Perfect. Yeah. Did you want your middle name in there, or maybe like a nickname or a middle initial? Maybe you have like a preferred name that you use kind of in everyday life. We're buddies, we're friends. We're all friends here at the library. Yeah, absolutely, we'll put that in. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Alright, and then how about your date of birth? No, you're right. That definitely should not have changed. But just if you can confirm it for me, just so we know that we have the right information. I don't think I was the one who filled this out last time. So it is possible that whoever filled it out, maybe just took down the information wrong. And we do give you a free gift on your birthday, so we do want to make sure it's right because we confirm it with your license when you come in. Yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and then just the month for that. Okay. Oh wow, that's right around the corner, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then the day. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so then next is your address. Yeah, I'm assuming you've probably moved in the last few years? Yeah, me too. Okay. I'm sorry, the coffee. It's been a long day. Yeah, I know. You get it. Okay, so your address, let's start with the street address, starting with a 2 to 3 or maybe 4-digit number. Okay, and then the street name. Oh, interesting. That's in this city, eh? I don't think I've ever heard of that. That's really interesting. Wow. Okay, and then the city, obviously, we know. Okay, and then we just need the province next. I guess I should know that because we are in this province. Yeah, okay. And then lastly, we'll just need your postal code. Okay, yeah. I think that actually might be a bit off. We do, so typically it's letter, number, letter, number, letter, number. So they might be a bit mixed up there. Do you want to check on your license for me? That makes more sense. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Great. Okay. Okay. So that is it for the identifying information. With our new cards, there is the option to take a short survey so we can get to know you better and more effectively recommend books to you. Would you like to take a few minutes to go through that with me? Great. Okay, let's get started. Right, okay. So let's get started with the survey. So the first question is, what is your preferred genre? Yeah, it's multiple choice, so I can give you the options. So the options are romance, sci-fi, fantasy, mystery, religion and spirituality, non-fiction, self-help, and history. impression that you're not really a nonfiction gal. Would I be right? Yeah, okay. So you let me know. Okay, so we'll select that. Perfect. Okay, and what is most important for you right now as a reader? So, reading for leisure, growing in different areas of your life, which definitely to me would speak to the self-help or non-fiction aspect of things. Sorry, please excuse my stomach. I have not had my lunch yet. Yeah, it is 4 o'clock. Yeah. Finding answers, learning new things to share with people. That's the last one. I'll give you a second to think about that. I'm not sure if you can hear in the background, but we do have several people right now in the back using our community computers. And while we try and keep the library as quiet of a place as we can, inevitably there is going to be some noise. But if they are getting too rowdy, I can certainly request that they tone it down. Yeah. Did you pick one? Okay, perfect. Okay. So number 3, and there's only 6 questions, so I promise it's nothing too taxing. Which animal represents how fast you read a book? So we have a hamster on a wheel, a turtle, which that one I think is maybe a bit self-explanatory, a dog chasing a tennis ball, a cheetah. Those are the 4. Yeah, I don't really get this one either. I think someone was trying to be creative with this survey. I think they go in order from slowest to fastest reader. How many books would you say you read in a month? More than 3? Okay, so we'll call you a cheetah then. Okay. So number 4 is, where are you most likely to be found reading? So the options are at the library. That would definitely be my answer. In the car, in your home, in a coffee shop, at the beach, or outside, like on a patio, etc. I will admit, the beach one really isn't that relevant for where we live. I'm not sure who was adding that. I think maybe they were hoping to go on vacation shortly. It was a bit of maybe wishful thinking on their part. No, I also can't read in the car anymore. I get car sick as well. Okay, so we will select your choice. Perfect. And we're almost done here. So number 5 is, what is your preferred media when reading? So we have paperback, hardback, ebook, or audiobook. You know what? Me too. for you, we do have a large selection of hardcovers to choose from. Our shelves contain a lot, so yeah. I will try my best to get you the hardcovers. Okay, and the last question is to name the last 3 books that you read and rated 5 stars. So I will go ahead and write those down and we'll submit this into the recommendation generator. Yeah, okay. Okay, and who's that by? Yeah, just an author name. Yeah, despite knowing so many, sometimes it really feels like there's just so much more to learn in terms of authors and books. It really is just incredible how many books there are that exist. Yeah. Okay, so number 2. Okay, and then the author on that one? Great. And then number 3. And then the author on that one? Okay. That's really perfect. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to submit this, and then we should have some curated results in about 10 minutes. And they do update once a week, every Friday, so you can just log on to your library portal and then take a look at the recommendations every Friday. And you can actually, it's very, very cool. You can put them on hold right from your portal, and then so they'll be there when you come and pick them up. Yes. And also, the portal won't give you recommendations that are checked out, so you don't have to worry about that. You won't have to experience the crushing disappointment when you get here and realize that a book you want isn't available. As long as you've put it on hold from the portal, it will be here. Yeah. Okay, so did you want to go and browse for a bit while we wait for your recommendations? Yeah, I can go and print your library card and I'll finish setting up your portal. And then, yeah. Great. Did you want a candy for your travels? Yeah, we have soft or hard Werthers. I know it's a really classic library candy. Here. Yeah, I'll have one too. I love these. They're pretty chewy. Yeah, so I'll go and I'll print you a new library card. And then I'll come back. And I might grab a few books for you along the way. And then in about 10 minutes, we can go over your recommendation? Great. Okay, we'll see you in a few minutes then. Hey, you're back. Yeah, it looks like you didn't find anything on your travels. No, that's quite alright. So I've got your library card, and then your portal is all set up with your recommendations. Yeah, we will not let you go home empty-handed. You're gonna go home with more books than you can possibly read in a month. I promise. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and take a seat and I'll give this to you. Yeah. So I grabbed your recommendations from the shelves so we can take a look at them. There are 5 that were generated, and that'll be the same every week. There's going to be 5 generated every week. So 3 of them are fantasy sci-fi. I would say one of them is true sci-fi, and then the other 2 are more on the fantasy side. They're all in the YA range. And then 2 of them are contemporary romance, and those I would say are leaning, I wouldn't say they're strictly YA. They're somewhere between YA and adult, in my opinion. I don't, off the top of my head, know what they're classified as. One of them is a book that was actually self-published, and then it was picked up by a traditional publisher. So it is classified as new adult, which isn't really a genre that traditional publishers actually publish. So anyways, you don't want to hear about all that. So the first fantasy sci-fi recommendation so this is the first one, and this is, I call this more kind of sci-fi. This is the Testing Trilogy. So it is written by Joël Charbonneau, and I have to say I am a huge fan of this series. I have read it at least 3 times. It is pretty short in terms of page count. So it's only about, it looks like 344 pages. So really not very long at all. So realistically, if this sounds like something you might like, you can feel free to take home all 3 at once, and you can keep them for the month. I believe in you. I definitely think you could read all 3 in a month for sure. I think I've read all 3 in a week one time. and I'm definitely not the fastest reader out there. I would consider myself probably just average, but that might be the librarian in me talking. So it's a little bit dystopian. I would probably compare it to something like the Matched series or Divergent. Yeah. Yeah, you'd like to take all three? Okay. So I actually yeah, I'll make a note of it and I'll get the rest for you when you check. Yeah. I'll make a note of it and then I'll grab the rest for you when we check you out. No, I don't think anybody should be checking them out before then, but I assure you, if someone tries to make off with the rest of the series, I will tackle them to the floor so you can have these books. Yeah, I don't play around. Oh, I know it's not necessary, but that's just the kind of fantastic customer service we like to provide here. We want to make sure you leave with your books. So the second recommendation that I have here is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. You've heard of this one. Yeah. I mean, of course you have, since you've read the Twilight series. Would this be something that you're interested in, perhaps? Yes, this is actually a really special edition. So it has been signed by the author. Let's see if I can open it up here for you. It's a really big book. It's a little bit hard to handle. So it has been signed by the author. So we do want to try and keep this one in as good of condition as we can manage. I will be sending you home without the dust jacket for this one. Yeah. I'm glad you like this recommendation. Yeah. She isn't necessarily everyone's cup of tea, so I wasn't sure about this one. Have I read it? I have actually. Yeah, I found it quite interesting to see things from Edward's perspective. I found it to be very funny, actually. He's really like self-loathing, and his inner monologue is super humorous. So I actually, yeah. Okay, so I'll put this one in the yes pile. And then the last fantasy recommendation is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This one is definitely like heavily YA. I would say Midnight Sun, like, of course it's YA, but this is very like typical YA. You know, I haven't read this one. We do have, it is a trilogy, and we do have all three of them here. But I actually haven't read any of them. I have heard it's really, really good, actually. It's newer than the Testing trilogy, and I think the books are quite a bit longer. Let's see. Yeah, so almost 500 pages in this one. And it looks like it is a dual point of view as well. Yeah. So because it is quite a bit longer, you might want to just take this one and then take the other two out at a later date. I feel like there might be something. Oh, there's nothing under the dust jacket. My mistake. Okay, so we'll put this one with the yeses. Wow, these recommendations are really on point today. So now we move into the contemporary romance. The first one that was generated for you is a hockey romance, and it's called The Deal by L. Kennedy. It is a college romance, and it's either a 5 or 6 book series. I can't quite remember. We do have them all. Do you think that's something that you would be interested in? Not a hockey fan? No problem. I'm not going to revoke your Canadian citizenship over that. But you might want to keep that on the DL. I'll just put this one back on the shelf later. I'll add it to my pile. Yeah. So then the last recommendation of the 5 is The Last Chance Library by Freya Sampson. I have read this one, I have to say, and as a book lover, I loved it, and I would highly recommend it. It's very heartwarming, and I don't think it's too long. It's not too taxing of a read. I think it's pretty light. It's around 320 pages. Okay, perfect. I'll put this one aside for you. So that's a total of 6 books. Do you think that's enough to keep you occupied for the month, or do you think you want some more recommendations? Yeah, of course I can give you some of my recommendations. We can just kind of chat about books, and I'll let you know kind of what I think you might like, and I'll go grab them and we can take like a closer look. Yeah. So I know that you mentioned that you read It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. Did you know that there's a sequel to that one? Yeah, it is super good and super steamy. Maybe even steamier than the first one. I know the scene that you're talking about. Even steamier than that. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not, it's not for the faint of heart. Yeah, I can grab it for you for sure. It's about the sister of the main character in the first book. I think Piper, is the sister. I can't remember which one's which, but I think Fox is the love interest. Yeah, I'll grab that, absolutely. You know what, why don't I just go grab a few off the shelf, and I'll be right back, and then we can go over them. Yeah. My foot fell asleep there. It's very asleep. Okay. So, like I said, this is the sequel to the first book by Tessa Bailey that I mentioned. It's called Hook, Line, and Sinker. And then I don't know if you're interested at all in trying out a new author, but I do have these ones by Colleen Hoover. So in stock right now I have these two. I have Reminders of Him and Ugly Love. She's been extremely successful as an indie author. Incredibly so. So I definitely think these would be worth taking a look at. Yeah, absolutely. I can give you an idea of what they're about. So, here. Do you want me to just read you the synopses? Sure. So it says, an unforgettable love story that breaks all the rules, from #1 New York Times best-selling author Colleen Hoover. It's not exactly love at first sight for Tate Collins when she meets tormented and secretive Miles Archer. They wouldn't even go so far as to consider themselves friends. The only thing that Tate and Miles have in common is a mutual physical attraction that can't be denied. Once their desires are out in the open, they realize they might have stumbled on the perfect no-strings-attached arrangement. And then I'll just read you the title thing. It says, a young mother fights to earn a place in her child's life, but is there room for her? If I had to pick one, I think Reminders of Him would probably be my go-to just because it's gorgeous. Sure. And so I'll put this one over here and then we'll check this one out. And then the very last book is a fantasy. It's From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Very popular with the Book Talk crowd. Do you know Book Talk? Yeah. There are quite a few books in this series. 5, I think. But they are substantial. So I can just start you off if you'd like just with the first one. This one is about 600 pages. It's actually more than 600 pages. So it's gonna be it's kind of a beast. Yeah. Okay, great. Well, I'm so happy that we could find some books for you today. Do you think you want to check out now? Yeah, absolutely. Let me just make some space here, and then we can start checking you out. I'll move these. You know, why don't we move these guys? Did you want another one? Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Yeah. So we'll kind of just shift everything. You know, this is quite the impressive collection that you're leaving with here. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, all ready to check out? Oh, these? Yes, they're for sale if you're interested. $2 each. Sure, we can take a look at them together, yeah. This is a really pretty one. It says, do more of what makes you happy. Always good advice. This one is one of my favorites again, the librarian and me talking, you know. Coffee, books, and the Oxford comma. Just a little bit of literary humor. This one says go at your own pace. Great advice for readers. This is a humorous cat one. Not meow, I'm reading. Oh, you see the Pokemon one? Yes. You want to get that one for your son? Yes, it's adorable. Yeah, it's very nice. Well, we'll put that up here for him. I think I have one in here that you'll like. Let me see if I can find it. This is my favorite one. I don't know if you are interested in this one. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Okay, so let's put these guys back in there. Okay. So I'll just take your library card back from you. Yep, perfect. I'll just scan it on my computer. Perfect. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp them all, and then I'll put them back in the cart, and then I'll let you load them into a bag for yourself. Yeah, okay. So we'll put these there as well. Okay. Do you have any plans for the rest of your day? No, just going home to read. Well, I'm a big advocate of that, so yeah. Yeah, you know, we do have a book club here if you're interested in joining. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but some people really enjoy it. And it does draw in quite a diverse crowd, so you don't have to worry about no one your age being there. Yes. Yeah. It's it is 18 plus, but you're more than welcome. If you need childcare for your son, you can drop him off at our play center, and they'll do story time while you guys do the book club. Yeah, it's always a kind of a diverse mix of books. We try not to do the same genre all the time. It is all fiction though, so you don't have to worry about a non-fiction book that you might not like. Yeah. I think the most recent book that they did was The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I participate every Friday in the book club discussions. I've read most of them already, so yeah. Yeah. Okay, and the last book. Just remember to take extra care of this one, please. Okay, well, I'll let you bag those up. Thank you so much. It was so nice to visit with you, and I hope to see you again really, really soon.